Many of us on the ascension path have come up against so many distractions, and at this point we are able to recognize them. But sometimes it's so easy to get swept up in this consciousness that we live within, the polarized earth reality, and we just need a reminder that we are being distracted from our own ascension, our own embodied enlightenment. So I have listed a few distractions that we may have all fallen into from time to time. Relationships. Relationships are beautiful. They are a wonderful way for us to get to know ourselves through another person. However, if you are focusing on a relationship, trying to fix it, trying to make it better, or participating in lots of drama around it, that is a major distraction. These include relationships with spouses, partners, mates, friends, family, and co-workers. Health. It's imperative to nurture the body, to love the body, and sometimes we need to do some things to help the body get back into balance, to assist it. But if you find yourself trying to heal the body, trying to improve your health through diets, supplements, exercise programs, trying to make your body better, it could be a distraction. If it makes you feel joyful and alive to do any of these things like walking, running, exercising, and eating certain foods. If these activities feel delicious to you, then your body feels that. But if you are doing any of it because you believe it will make you healthier, but it does not feel like fun, consider it a major distraction. In this transformation we all feel symptoms, some of which may even scare us, so it is natural to want to address them. That is fine. But if you seem to be having an ongoing struggle with trying to make the body change, and if it seems to take up a large part of your time, consider it a distraction. Relaxing and allowing the light body to integrate with our body takes a lot of trust. That's because the mind feels like it's out of a job, to fix things through action. And yet, the mind also feels a relief, because it no longer has to take the responsibility on its shoulders to do what it was never designed to do. You know that tightness in your neck and shoulders you feel. That's from believing you have to do it by yourself. The human and its mind are not healers. Healing others. Speaking of healers, this is a big distraction. If you are a healing practitioner, you know that you are not healing others but are assisting them to activate their own I am, which in turn assists their body to rejuvenate and rebalance, something that the body is equipped to do but not from the mind. Yes, there has always been a great deal of miracle healings on the planet, most from a place of believing an outside force has healed them, laying of hands by faith healers and others who subscribe to a religious belief. They are wonderful and have their place, but that is not where we are. We are in the process of taking responsibility for our own creations. Not from our mind or our human personality, but from our own God self. That takes much more self-love and self-acceptance. Something that most humans are not ready for yet. Moving from God is outside us to God is within. Walking around Jesus style with the placing of hands and curing the sick at this stage of our ascension is, beside feeling nice for the ego, a distraction. Someone I know said she would like to walk up to a homeless person, put her hands on them and tell them she understands where they are at, that she, too was there, and that they could change their circumstances. And then she would say a little prayer with them. Really? First of all, what makes anyone an authority on what would be best for anyone, no matter their situation? Judging the situation as bad. How do we know what this person's soul wants to experience? Perhaps they were grandly wealthy in their last lifetime, or even in this one. What if they want to be truly free of all the mundane 3D responsibilities of a mortgage, car payments, alimony, child support, working a joyless job day after day? Or countless other reasons. Perhaps, just perhaps this person is more free than many people with plenty. And I had to laugh, because I suspect, at the end of the day, This person had more cash in their pocket than my friend, in spite of all her assets. Maybe she should walk up to that homeless person and ask, "Hi. I was wondering, could you share some of your wisdom with me?" Saving the planet. This is a major distraction. The planet is just fine. It's just where it needs to be. It's experiencing its own ascension. It's way past any potential to self-destruct, and that's thanks to our light here. The planet's population is at the very beginning of its ascension process, of its own awakening. So the idea that we are all going to ascend en masse into a 5D nirvana is a huge setup. Ascensions are happening singularly, and in smaller groups. The whole December 21, 2012 thing was a big disappointment to many. People woke up that morning to discover they were still in the life they were in the night before. But, it was a major landmark date for consciousness in which shifts were activated. Things did change. Many of us on the forefront of this awakening process came here at this particular time because we knew that the planet was ripe for change, that we were ripe for change, but everyone is going at the pace that is appropriate for them. Aliens. There is no race of beings in all of creation more advanced spiritually than the human being. Yes, we all came from different planets and galaxies, but we have had enough lifetimes here on planet Earth to have experienced an evolution of such magnitude and depth, going through firsthand, millennia of darkness and playing out our galactic stories on such an intimate level. Other civilizations out there are more curious about our heart than our technology or our minds. That's because they do not necessarily have the understanding of love that we have come to know. No amount of advancement in technology can replace the most profound elixir of change and healing, that of love. Placing ourselves as humans on a level of less than is self-sabotaging. Less evolved than our space brothers and sisters, less wise than the non-physical angels, guides, archangels, or ascended masters, less than God. The healing of the planet comes from each and every one of us seeing ourselves as absolutely priceless and magnificent. And not because we are issue-free, or superhuman, but because we are bold enough to fall in love with ourselves just as we are. Which brings up the next distraction. The mind. The mind is the biggest distraction of all. That's because as we clear out all the external distractions, we are finally face to face with the part of ourselves that tends to be very judgmental. It tends to judge us harshly. So it's no wonder we kept playing with distractions. Who wants to face the judge and jury? All the parts of us that felt betrayed and lost and abandoned and were kept in shadow show up. They got stirred up because we invoked our Christ consciousness. It's all part of the process. So even when we are alone, with no outer distractions, the mind still plays the game, and it may be in the form of analyzing our issues, processing our feelings, trying to figure out why, how and where they come from. I played with that one for a long time, as most of us did. It had its place, but now it's time to move beyond processing and just allow this divine self to be with us in our bodies and our everyday lives. When we shower, eat, shop, pay our bills, drive through traffic and on and on. So being hard on ourselves can be another distraction because then we don't have to love ourselves. Because loving ourselves is the hard part, because it requires doing nothing. No trying, fixing, healing, analyzing. Just allowing ourselves to be human, to have issues and limitations, to feel at times like a big mess. Our mind will never be completely satisfied with the answers to the questions it keeps asking. It will only be satisfied when it actually feels spirit for itself. And that's what's unfolding. We are allowing, day by day, our soul to come in, to be in our body, to walk with us, to taste life through us. When we take a deep breath, and feel our divine self breathing with us, that is all the proof our mind needs. So, No matter how many distractions you find yourself in, just stop. Take a few deep breaths, allow yourself to feel that part of you that is already there. Already at peace, already passionate about life, already carefree, already adventurous, already sensual. And as you allow yourself to feel into that presence, you will feel the unconditional love for you that will bring tears to your eyes. Your soul does not pity you. It doesn't feel sorry for you. It has absolute compassion for you. It's actually growing in its own wisdom as it experiences life through you. You as the human get to express your needs and wants. You as the human are as valuable as the soul, for without you the soul couldn't be here. And contrary to how it may feel at times, your soul wants to experience a fulfilling life with you, through you. And for that to happen, you the human, with a mind and a heart, must be devoted to their enlightenment. And by devoted, I mean to release the distractions. Maria.